Hello everyone, I'm Val and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm doing a deep dive into the Cosmos from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Yes, it has been a month since the initial launch of this palette, but your girl needs to take time to decide if I really need something from the new makeup launches, and it's never instant decision. First of all, this palette is like fourth in their new layout, new kind of vibe that they are creating with Anastasia and ABH in general. And this palette is available in Sephora and Douglas here in Germany for around 60 euros, but I got it on sale for 48. I was just lucky to get it on some July sale. So here we are. First off, I want to discuss the packaging of this palette. It is pretty, but it doesn't give me the Cosmos vibe instantly. It's teal mint kind of color, and I have no idea why it is associated with this palette specifically. So let's open it up and see the insides. This is how palette itself looks, and it has quite some amount of shades. 12 total refills, but the most interesting ones are definitely not the mattes in here. And I bought this palette not because of the mattes in here. And my today's look actually also done with this palette. First things that I wanted to do with this palette are swatches, and I wanted to just talk about the colors in here. Matte formula here is soft, like in majority of ABH eyeshadow, and pen size is quite huge. It will last not a lifetime, but a couple years for me personally, and it's 135 gram per each pen. The swatches I will start from matte to more interesting colors, just for the sake of it, because I bought it not for the matte. And the first one is the Space Dust. This is a great blending shadow for light to medium skin tones, mostly for neutral and warms. It's not going to be that good for the darker skin, and it's not going to be that good for the cool toned people. So that's a bummer, number one. Next shade is called Comet, and it's warm toasted peach, and it's also matte, and it's very nice actually, but once again it's a completely warm people vibe. Then we have Eclipse. Eclipse is a matte muted plum, so it does blend into the purple, into the plum color. Still looks pretty nice to me. Then we have Mars, and Mars is a matte rusty brown. It fits the name very much in my opinion. And the last one is a Dark Matter. A Dark Matter is the matte black violet. This matte black violet is blended nicely with the Eclipse, so they are kind of working in pairs. So you have a universal shade and then you have pairs that will work together. You can use this with the rusty brown, but they are in a different hues and may not look the best, but they're still gonna work together if you really want them to. I do have my Dark Matter here on top of the Eclipse and Space Dust, right on the eye. Now let's move to the fun shades. One of the most interesting for me was the shade Super Cluster. It's also quite soft, and it's duochrome bluish green with multi-dimensional sparkle. And it's almost not seen right now on camera, but in some lighting you can actually see it. I will try to capture it a bit differently when I will be doing the other shooted footage. Sun is a duochrome pink bronze. Also, you can see how it slightly shifts. I don't know why I'm holding myself onto the neck. Don't pay attention to that, please. Then we have Orion Metallic Icy Pink with Gold Sparkle. It's a bit more not so smooth in feeling, but also a pretty shade. Then we have Mercury Metallic Titanium with Sparkling Reflects. It is also very soft and very metallic. Then next one is a Supernova, also very soft feeling. Supernova is duochrome pink lilac with multi-dimensional sparkle. Then finally we have Quasar, which I also have on my eyes today. Quasar is a duochrome green gold with multi-dimensional sparkle. And the last but not least, Galaxy. Galaxy is also a very interesting shade and it has a very good pigmentation. This guy is matte deep blue with bluish green sparkle. These are all the shades. I'm trying to catch them, but it's very hard with my lighting right now. But anyway, here are the swatches of shades in close-up. This palette looks like a good variety of shades with a nice range for depth creation, but I'm kind of missing more universal, more neutral kind of shades for making this palette more versatile. However, as I said, mattes are not the reason I got this palette. To give you an example and showcase of what this palette can do, I will do two makeups, one per eye, and one will be more airy, kind of in this vibe, and one will be more dark. And this is the versatility that I see in this palette. The majority of things that you can create are either very dark ones or very, very airy, kind of fairy in themselves. So let's remove this makeup and start again with different things. As my base, I'm using just a bit of concealer in a shade lighter than my skin tone, so I can have a bit of additional brightness added to the eyeshadow, but that's what I do with anything that I create. So the first look that we are going to do is going to be our dark rock kind of vibe, the look that I would wear for the rock gig. For the base of this look, I will be using the Space Dust and just going all over the lid, not focusing too much, just setting kind of a base. Now I will use directly the dark matter onto a smaller fluffy brush, and I'm gonna outline my lower lash line with it. It's very blendable, so you don't have to really worry about much of the things, and there are not too big of a fallout as well. So I'm continuing my line with the dark matter up until the brow approximately, and from here I actually want to take it with the smaller brush, angled brush, as a line. That's the graphic liner into the crease. So I know approximately where my crease ends, and so I'm going above. And the same shade, I'm creating the wing. So we have the blended bottom and very sharp top. I blended it just a bit on the outer edge, and now I can take with the same brush the Galaxy shade, and it will be my liner in this look. So I'm gonna tap it, trying to keep all of the sparkles and everything. And into the center I will go with a super cluster on a flat brush, so the sparkles can be kept. Now all I have to do is blend the lower lash line a bit and apply the lashes. Okay, I'm in the mood, so let's do another one in the same kind of vibe. So I will be taking the Mercury and dark matter, and I will try to create a blended wing on the opposite of this one. So it's gonna be into inside instead. So let's try it out. First things first. Same brush that I used for the dark matter. On the lower lash line, I'm starting off and going outside, mapping the area, and then going into the crease. To make it softer, you just need to take a fluffier brush, that one that is not for packing, and you can also dig into the same color and just start bringing it into the lid. I'm gonna continue till the outer edge of my eye, and then I will take the Eclipse, because it also has that same purple in it, but it's gonna be just a lighter version, and trying to blend out the outer third of the eye. Now into this shape I will take the Mercury, and Mercury gonna be my wing in this case. Very metallic-y. I'm mapping out everything, and I'm also taking it into the crease. So it goes directly into my crease. It's not above it, it's in it. While this one is above for being more prominent. I'm sorry if the camera loses focus, this is just impossible to control all alone. Now into this one, I think I will go with, let's take Supernova maybe. And Supernova can go to Orion. And I need a bit of darkness on the lower lash line again. So these are the two dark looks. One is more soft and pink based with a mercury, and it's inwards into the eye, creating the shape. This one is more over graphic outlines and more bold, and I think this is very versatile for the gigs if you want to look like you're having a lot of graphic, and I really enjoy this one. Softer one is also kind of cool. Let's now create something more fairy. Please ignore my eyeliner and the fact that I'm just wiping it off, because washing my face all the time, applying things again, will make me completely out for next few days of wearing makeup. So at least I can just remove the eyes and keep myself somewhat okay. Now we're moving to the fairy kind of makeup, one I want to make in the warm tones with the golds and the one with the pinks, which is totally sufficient. You can also look for the inspiration on the presentation slides, the marketing materials that Anastasia have for this palette. They're actually really cool looking, and you can find some good combination of things, but I will try to improvise. That's how I just do things here. So let's do one eye in the Leo vibe, because it's a Leo season, and the other eye in the pink vibes. For the Leo golden side, I'm starting with a space dust all over. Then I'm taking the Mars. I'm going dark to light. The Mars as the first will be the outlines. So I'm gonna put it onto the outer edge and blend till 1/3 of the eye. Mars we can blend out with the same space dust on the edges. I'm still trying to keep the elongated shape. Then I'm taking a clean brush, also fluffy one, and I'm taking the shade Comet. Comet will be my mixing shade, and because I'm not packing, I'm blending, I'm using the fluffy brushes. As you can see, they blend into each other very nicely. And now I want to take the sun onto a flat brush, and I want to place it in the center and going into kind of both directions, but more, of course, into the inner corner. Now with the previous brush, which I used for Mars, I'm just dragging the sun into the mats and blending a bit to the outside, so that you kind of have the whole area covered, but the concentration of it is gonna be on the center and the inside areas. For the pinks, my base will be pretty similar. I will take Eclipse because it has purple. Purple and pink are nearby. And I'm gonna extend diagonally and then create a bit of crease very lightly. Bottom lash line. Now I'm taking the Supernova onto semi-flat brush and I'm applying it till the center. And from the center I can take probably a super cluster. It also has blue shimmer to it. And just apply it onto the beginning of the eye. And in the middle between them, let's take a quasar. And this is the second pair of makeup looks that I came up with. This one is a soft muted plum with blue to green shift. This one is golden to pink and with the warm tones in it. I will add some lashes and let's talk about some comparisons of this palette. So, let's have some final thoughts and some comparison. I'm not sure where Anastasia wanted to go with this palette, but they went into the direction of Huda. Yes, of course, sparkles right now are very popular, they are trending, and all of these multi-chromes and multi-dimensional things are in requirements, and I partly bought this palette because of these sparkles that are presented in here, and the amount of them is actually pretty nice. However, if you already have these guys, you probably don't really need Cosmos. And I will explain why. There are a couple of shades that are almost identical to what we have here. So the greenish blissful is very interesting shade in Huda, and it's similar to, especially blended, to Quasar. They have a difference. I'm not saying that they are completely identical, but they have a bit of a difference. The pink one and also pink one is very similar. So you have the pink with the blue. The blue and pink is this one. So you have kind of, and you also see that Huda is more sparkly, and it's more getting into your skin, so you can polish it into the skin. The other shade I believe is from this palette. So there is a gold with pink, and this one also gold with pink, and you can get it here, and they are giving the vibe of the same stuff. The unique one is Mercury for me. I actually did not find anything really similar to it because rose quartz is mostly cool toned, and they also have a bluish color which can be something like mix of the matte one with the galaxy. Galaxy is kind of unique, but if you apply these and these, you can get the same vibe. For the pink shade or golden pink, there is also some gold and pink in here, and in the other palette with golds, the white one is also very similar to, let me get a better swatch. It has a different hue, but the sparkles are really similar. The orange one, this is a gold one, probably gonna be this one, or at least there is a similar. So half of the palette is actually can be duped, and it's not so unique to actually rush yourself in and just get it. So some of these shades can be mixed up together so you get the same result. Some of the shades are straight up something that you already have. Some have a bit different hues, but you can work with that. You can mix it up. Gratitude, I believe, is very similar to... No, it's more pink. So rose quartz is definitely more pink, more cool tone. This is more warm, but the sparkles are very similar in my opinion, and you don't really need another one if you don't work as much with sparkling shades and creations of different sparkling things. But if you really want it, don't listen to anybody. It's up to you, really. It's just for fun. It's just makeup. Have fun as much as you want to have. So there are some similar shades, there are some of the things that you can reproduce in a different way, there are some more of a unique shade like this guy and this guy, but I bet you can find them in some other palettes and it's not that unique at the end. On mattes are just mattes. You probably have tons of warm shade palettes anyway. So I actually got this palette just because of this bigger pans with the unusual shades. I do have the others that reproduce it, but sometimes I'm looking for that specific one. I don't want to mix up. So if you are like me in these terms, then that's probably for you. You can see now that it's a bit shifting. And they are looking great. They are working very nicely. I have a bit of a fallout and some of these shades on swatches have crumbles, so you gotta keep an eye on that. I also have a bit of crumbles on my eyes so I can see it in real life, but probably not on camera. And overall, it's a good palette if you wear a lot more of metallics and you have sparkly metallic vibe, or if you have the magical creature vibe with one shade all over the lid, shifting from one to another. So these types of looks is what I see from this palette directly. It's not the same vibe that I'm getting from the Huda. Both palettes, they are different in what they kind of want to offer, at least for me. And I will definitely have some good use for this palette for myself because I'm creating a bunch of different looks, and if you haven't seen my shorts, maybe you should check it out. It's somewhere on the channel, and I really enjoy making shorts as well. So that was pretty much it. That was my conclusion about the palette. For the 48, it's worth it for me. For the 60, no, it's not the 60 palette, especially because you can get so much more shades from Huda if you buy it for approximately the same price. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say today, and that's what I wanted to explain and dive into. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like my content in general, maybe have a look on something else, and click that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching once again, and see you in the next one. Bye!